Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet, Pat Chat Edition. I'm Violet,
And I'm Pat.
and we make these videos to help people to understand the information that's floating around the internet about keto, about low carb, and basically about living your life in a much more healthy way.
Hmm.
So, Patrick brings interesting articles, podcasts, videos. What do we have today, Patrick?
What do we have? We have an interesting one. Are carbs good or bad? Like, here are 13 reasons why you shouldn't be afraid of them.
I should
So,
not be afraid of
yeah,
them.
you should not be afraid of them. This was an article that appeared on the HuffPost a while ago,
Okay.
February 2019. So, like a while ago. And yeah, let's go. Just to give you the tone of the article, carbohydrates get a bad rap these days. Die-hard keto adherents, those people who in your Instagram feed posting photos of bacon wrapped cheese sticks and tagging them with hashtag LT lifestyle, swear off all carbs. So just to give you an interesting tone of
Can
the
I
article,
just point something out?
like all keto people do that.
Can I just
Yeah,
point something out? I'm sitting here thinking to myself, have I ever eaten anything bacon wrapped?
not. Hmm.
I'm going through all the things I've ever tried. Like,
Bacon wraps.
oh, you know what? Hold on. The only thing I've ever had that was bacon wrapped, I had before I did keto.
It's
Those
true.
tornadoes that you get in the store,
Uh,
tornadoes, those
okay.
the chicken with the bacon
Oh,
around it,
oh yeah. True.
and
Oh yeah.
that I bought as a regular something that you can buy in
Hmm.
the store. So it's not even a keto item. And that's the only thing I've ever had that was bacon wrapped.
Hmm.
But yet they're claiming that
That oh yeah,
us keto people
we wrap
are the
everything in
reason
bacon.
for
Yeah.
we wrap everything in bacon. Can I just point out that if you are being encouraged to wrap everything in bacon, the person who's telling you how to do keto
Keto
might
is
not be the
probably
best person to be following? I'm
Mm.
just saying that out loud.
Yeah.
Okay, but the
Okay.
tone has been set.
Yeah, the tone has been set. Let's go with the 13 reasons why you shouldn't be afraid of carbs, and maybe set like it's an article we're gonna set things straight, I think, or
Okay.
like show that it's also like all the 13 reasons, like it's possible to do the same thing on keto, but like yeah. So sugars and starches are carbs that give you energy. Like
I'm
it's
not
the
going to
only
disagree. I'm not going to disagree with that.
no, but like it's like the only thing that gives you energy. You know
No,
that like
well,
yeah.
that's
So
that's not what I heard. I heard sugars and
yeah,
starches
yeah,
give
no,
you
no, no,
energy. I'm not
yeah.
going to disagree with that. It's true, but so does fat.
Most cells in our body are powered by glucose, the main building block of carbs. On
So
a way,
it is true that for most people, their body is so all the cells in their body are powered by glucose because we overeat them.
yeah.
And I've said this a million times, and I'm going to keep saying it until people like really get it in their head. Our body will prioritize using carbs as energy to get it out of our blood system
Hmm.
because there, if it sits, it will kill us.
Yeah.
It has two options: use some as fuel, store the rest
Sorry.
as fat. It wouldn't make sense for it to store all of it as fat because it does need fuel. So it uses some as fuel and stores the rest as fat. But yes, considering that the average person eats between 250 and 400 grams of
Of
carbs
carbs.
per day, that's almost a pound, people.
Hmm.
454 is a pound. And the average person is eating half a pound to
To
almost a full pound of sugar per day. Yeah, your body has to get rid of that because we
hmm
can only in any moment. Right now, as I sit here, I have 5 grams of sugar circulating in my blood as I'm sitting here. So, of course, my body is working really hard when I eat at a sitting 150
hmm
to get it out.
Thing is it the only energy source?
It's not the
No,
only energy source, for
of course
sure.
not.
There's fat. And your body would preferentially use fat if it was available. So, it is available. It would preferentially use fat if the amount of carbs coming in was lower.
Yeah. Second reason, fiber is a carb. It doesn't give you energy, right? But it's super important. I think right too. But like
Why is
the
it super
only
important?
I don't know. Why is it super important? Because the Canadian guide, the food guide says so.
People think it's super
You want to go
important.
to the bathroom, people?
People think it's super important to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting thing is that what's the other thing that makes you go to the bathroom?
I don't know.
Have you ever eaten too much fat?
Yeah.
Have you ever been a normally eating person and then had something that was super high in fat? What happened to you? Whoosh,
Yeah.
right? Fiber is not the only thing that makes you go to the bathroom.
I
Fat
don't know.
also allows you to go to the
I go
bathroom.
every morning after my coffee, so
Okay. And you don't even,
But
can I just point out that he doesn't even put extra fat in his coffee? The only thing he puts in
it's
there
cream.
is cream.
Yeah.
So comparatively speaking to those people who are doing bulletproof coffees, he's only putting cream, like regular, like a
Yeah,
35% cream.
35% cream.
So
Yeah.
again, it just makes you understand that it's a fallacy that they say the only thing that's going to help you go to the bathroom is fiber. In all fairness, if I look at my last week and a half, the amount of fiber that I ate, maybe I had 2 days that
Okay.
I've been a pretty heavy carnivore in the last week and a half, to be fair. So
But needless to say that the whole grain and legumes are not the only place you will find fibers. Like you're gonna find a good amount of fibers in avocados. You're gonna find a good amount of fiber in your vegetables, like your
that's also true.
above the ground vegetables in your salad. So
This is the other thing
yeah.
that's frustrating with people that talk about keto and don't understand keto is that eating keto does not mean that you're not eating vegetables.
Vegetables, yeah.
So you are still getting fiber,
Of course.
right? Because as long as you're eating vegetation,
Hmm.
you're getting some level of fiber. Do you need fiber for the bathroom? It's a whole other story.
Yeah. Third reason, if you combine fiber with starch and or sugar, you'll get sustained energy and steady blood sugar levels. I think we know that's not really
Steady
true.
blood sugar levels is where I'm going to disagree.
Well, yeah, they're steady, but they're so freaking high.
No, they're actually not
yeah,
going
no,
to be steady. You have to consider what happens when you eat high carb. And it's like they're saying just because there's fiber there, but it's still high carb. Your body still needs to quickly get that out of your blood system, right? So it's not steady. Like you're going to go up, you're going to crash, and then you're going to be pushed to eat again. So is it steady in the sense that every 2 hours you're doing that? Okay, maybe, but it's not steady in the sense that your blood actually stayed steady.
Yeah. Another point on fiber. Fiber helps you keep regular. We just covered that. So we know that, like,
Sure.
yeah, it does. But like, you can
There's
get
other
your
ways.
fiber. Yeah, there's other ways. I mean, there's like fat. Okay, let's talk about the fifth reason. Prebiotic fibers has been linked to increased immunity and and a healthy gut microbiome too. So probiotics. I did have some notes that I lost, but like. Maybe yogurt, maybe kombucha, maybe kimchi, maybe all things that have been fermented. I'm gonna give you that,
Yeah.
and they're keto-friendly food, so you don't need like
So
a lot of
again,
carby.
this article is talking
So
as if people who do keto eat no vegetation. That's the carnivore diet. And even people who do carnivore still have healthy gut flora because what do you actually need in your gut? You need bacteria in your gut that's able to digest whatever you're eating. And since what you're eating is meat, you only need the flora for meat.
yeah,
So again, yeah, whatever.
they're still positive in that article.
Okay, I'm waiting for the positives.
Processed carbs are what give all carbs a bad rap.
I
So
don't
processed
agree with that,
carbs,
but
like
okay.
yeah, but added sugars,
Yeah, that's
refined grain, other refined product like juice, that's like really like where the really super bad stuff is.
The only reason I don't agree
Um,
with that is that I treat fruit the same way that I treat processed carbohydrates. Fruit is sweet enough that you really should be trying your best to eat as little of it as possible.
avoid them, yeah.
Leave that as a treat for once in a while. It's sweet enough to have that labeling, in my opinion. So I kind of agree with that because
Yeah.
I do feel the processed carbs are the main culprit. But I would
Yeah,
add
but
fruit to that.
I'm gonna bust your balloon
Oh.
because like I was also excited with like reading that point, but the last paragraph, it's worth noting that you don't need to completely cut added sugars and other processed carbs out of your diet to be healthy. So the American Heart Association recommends getting no more than 10% of your daily calories from added sugar, so about 6 teaspoons for women, 9 for men. And the USDA dietary guidelines recommend that at least half of the grains you eat be whole grains. So they're bad, but not so bad that you don't need to eliminate them completely. So that was like,
So they're treating processed carbs like alcohol.
yeah,
You know, again, you could do that. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to tell you not to do that. That's like everyone has a choice to make. What I'm saying is if I have 20 grams of carbs to use in my day, because now we're talking keto, am I going to give that to processed carbs, or am I going to give it to whole foods? I'm going to give it to whole foods.
Oh, yeah.
Now, am I going to try to hit my 20 every day? Not at all. Right? I'm going to eat to satiation and then I'm stop eating. So if you do that, how does your day end up looking? These are question marks, right? Do I feel like this person is, it's funny because I'm listening to this article and I feel it's like somebody who wants to keep eating the way that they're eating, and so it's giving all the arguments why what I'm doing is okay. But like when an alcoholic is trying to tell you that, but they're so stressed and they need to drink because they're stressed, to me it sounds like the same stuff. Like you have to look at yourself, you need to look at how you're feeling, you need to look at your weight, you need to look at your flexibility, you need to look at your joints, you need to look at all the stuff, you need to look at circulation, and then ask yourself, do I feel good or not? Right? Do I have mental clarity or not? And if these things are, then you need to question, do I just keep eating this way? Knowing, there's so many doctors talking about this today. It's hard to say that people don't know on some level that sugar since 1970, whatever, has been on the rise and our health on the decline.
On the decline, yeah.
It's hard to pretend that we don't know this information now. So I'm just saying, right? Violet always does what keeps Violet healthy, right? That's my ultimate goal, to live to 110 doing whatever the hell I want to be doing, right? And so I know I'm not going to do that eating a bunch of sugar.
Yeah. But Violet, what about iron, B vitamins, and other important nutrients?
Isn't one of the best places to get iron from red meat?
From red meat?
Like even that, because even at that, you're going to get non-heme iron from vegetables, which is
it's like
such the conversion rate of non-heme iron to, so it's like, it's not even helpful in a large scale, right? So like that
B vitamins.
B vitamins you also can get from pork. Yeah.
So
Now if you don't eat pork, you'll have to try and get it from other meats, which you still can get it in lesser amounts in other meats, but you have to. But again, I come back to, you can also get the B vitamins from nutritional yeast, because we do eat vegetation. It's not to say that we don't eat it. So it's very funny.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if nutritional yeast is actually coming from, it's yeast. So is that a...
That's another interesting
Is that
point.
a plant or is that a... I don't even know what yeast is. Like, what is it? It's like it's a microbe or something? I don't even know. Like, I know it's like a little flake when you have it in your plate, but like, where does it come from? Somebody tell me in the comments, where does nutritional yeast actually come from? I've always thought of it as some kind of vegetation, but I as I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't seem right. So if you know where nutritional yeast comes from, I would love to know, like, is it, like, what is it? I'm curious now. I could look it up on the internet, but I'd much rather one of you guys tell me. Then I get to answer your comment and be like, thank you very much.
In the past video, I remember you were talking about like our teens and kids. You talked about pregnancy. He's bringing a good point. I don't know if it's a good point. Folate is especially important for pregnant women.
Okay.
And it's mainly found in grains, whole grains.
Oh, wow.
So,
I really don't know where folate is found other than that. I'm kind of curious to know if there's any other place that we can find folate. Vitamin B9. It's an essential nutrient. Leafy greens.
Oh, leafy greens, okay.
Okay, so we eat leafy greens.
Yeah.
So the first one...
Attends, mais là, t'as fait son côté all that.
I'm sorry, but the first one is where we can find it. So we can get folate in leafy greens. I mean, seriously, like, I feel like they just say things. Asparagus, we eat asparagus.
Okay.
Okay, are we going to keep going forward? I mean, like, I'm just
like, it's only in
but
grains.
only
No,
broccoli. I like, geez Louise. I mean, like, so far, not one thing that I don't eat. Okay, citrus fruits we would not be eating, so I would agree there that we're not going to get it from citrus fruits. Avocado.
No.
I mean,
okay, so
like, honestly, there's I think they said there was 12 of them.
and it's not even a keto. Like,
and it's not a keto. This is just how do you get folate?
Yeah.
Lentils, beans, and peas. Okay, we wouldn't be eating that one.
But it's like the 6th or 7th in on
Yeah,
the list.
number 7,
So,
seeds and nuts.
seeds and nuts. Oh, okay.
Another thing that we
so,
eat.
yeah. Okay, case closed.
Now, hold on. I want to see. There was 12 of them. Fortified foods. We're not going to go there because that's processed foods. So there was 8 of them. So that was it.
8 of them. Okay.
So out of the 8, there were 3 that we don't have. Seriously, what I'm going to say right now is that is mongering, right? Oh my God, you poor pregnant women. What are you going to do? Because you have to eat grains.
You eat salad and you eat asparagus.
And I'm
you eat,
guaranteed
like,
that the
broccoli.
person writing this article has to know, because they had to research this article, and knows that you can get folate in other things besides grains. Right? But they're going to say you get it from grains, because how many people are going to do what I just did? They're going to look it up and say, okay, where else can I get my folate from? Right? No, a pregnant mom is going to be like, there's no way I'm going to hurt my baby. I have to start eating grains again. Fear mongering.
Yeah.
And I hate it, because it doesn't benefit the person who's trying to take care of themselves. Right? If you want to tell me that grains have a higher source than these other things, let me know the difference, and then I'll decide, am I going to chow down on a bunch of them like every day to make sure I get enough, or am I going to lean on grains? But don't try to trick me into thinking there's nowhere else to get it. And grains wasn't even the first answer. Wasn't even an answer. Lentils and beans I saw.
Yeah.
I'm talking about here in what I found. Was grains even an answer?
No, not at all.
It wasn't even an answer.
Yeah.
Like, I just realized at this moment, it wasn't even one of the answers.
It's good. It took me 8 reasons to get all you upset. I thought it would take 2, but good. Do you want to go through the 9, 10, 11, and
Yes,
12?
okay, let's go. But like, seriously, oh my God.
But the next one, a diet rich in whole plant-based foods has been shown to reduce risk of type 2 diabetes and other problems. But like, as keto people, we eat some plant-based food, so that's like a non. Fruits and vegetables provide antioxidants, which also good for your health.
We
So fruits
make
and vegetables.
our own antioxidants, first of all. Glutathione and uric acid. We make that. We don't have to eat plant antioxidants to have antioxidants. We make them. That's part 1. Part 2, fruits give you so much sugar for the potential antioxidants that you possibly get. And if you think about the amount of inflammation that sugar from the fruit is going to cause in your body, the chaos it's going to cause to your arteries, the chaos that it's going to cause to your the fructose is going to cause to your liver, the antioxidants that you're going to get from that is not worth it. That's like if they told me there was antioxidants in alcohol. Like, would it be worth it to me to drink alcohol every day? No, because of the damage it does to your liver. Fruits was the same. So get your antioxidants, if you really feel like you want to get them, from your vegetables. Above the ground. Play it safe.
And Google, you're going to find like a ton. I think red cabbage is a good. I think every vegetables that is colorful has like more antioxidants. So
Right, yeah.
the greener
we're so
stuff,
worried about having antioxidants from plants when we make them. The same way that we're so worried about having carbohydrates from plants when we make them. Like, why are we so worried about getting things from outside of our body that our body makes? Doesn't make sense.
Okay, am I going through the other one? You're gonna like it. A low carb diet may lead to weight loss,
Okay.
but that's likely because of fewer calories, not fewer carbs. You want more details?
Sure, give me the rest of the details before I tell them.
Wait, okay, hold on.
what I think.
But because there was a study. Okay, a 2018 study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found no inherent benefit in a low carb diet for weight loss.
How long was the study?
In fact, I don't know. While all study participants were on specific calorie-restricted diets, they were already on calorie-restricted, the amount of weight loss varied greatly, independent of whether a person was following a low-fat or low-carb. And some participants actually gained weight.
So here's the thing. They don't give you any details of the study.
Yeah.
So the first thing I'm going to say is, how long was the study? Because a low-fat diet versus a low-carb diet, they're both going to work initially. Because as I've said a bunch of times, anytime you do something different, your body's going to react to it, and you're going to see some results. Whether it's eating clean, so taking the junk food out, versus whether it's cutting carbs or it's cutting fat. Anytime you do something different, your body's going to react. However, if the study is only 3-4 weeks, if the study is only 2-3 months, if the study is anything less than a year, what you're not going to see is that 6-month period where your body normalizes to what you're doing, and then what happens in the following 6 months. So every person who's ever tried to diet, that did a normal diet, any person who's ever done a diet that wasn't keto, has seen that you lose the weight, and then about 6 months later, you stop losing weight, and then about 8 months later, you notice your weight is going up. Because your body is made to adjust. What they're saying, oh, but some people lost and some people, yeah, of course, because first of all, not everybody's going to follow the diet exactly the way you told them to.
Yeah.
And second, so unless, this is the other thing that's hard about doing diet studies, unless the person is living in a space where you can actually monitor everything they're eating, monitor how much exercise they're doing, monitor how much sleep they're getting, monitor how much water they're drinking. There's so many variables, right? If you can't monitor all that stuff, then you have a really hard time saying that the diet failed because, right? I encourage people, if you're going to do a diet, to track everything so that when you're comparing diet A to diet B, at least if you've tracked everything, then you can realistically look at it and say, well, how well did I adhere to this one? How well did I adhere to this one? And how much sleep was I getting? And you can like have a better idea. Like, did I do this? Are the results comparable? Now, the other thing I'm going to point out here is that, so he's saying that there was no difference, right? Okay, so, but here's the other thing that's even more important. When people do a low fat diet, so they're calorie restricting, over time, even if I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say that you reduce your calorie intake to a point where you're able to eat and you're not hungry. So you're not hungry. At some point when your body normalizes, you might have lost in that 6 months. If I give you the benefit of saying you lost 2 pounds a month, which is usually not what happens, but I'm going to give you that benefit, you might have lost 12 pounds. Most people lose about 5 or 6, but I'm going to give you extra. I'm going to say you lost 12 pounds. The only way that your situation now is complete is if that's all the weight you had to lose. The average person who's going on a diet has more weight than 12 pounds to lose. The difference being, when you do a ketogenic lifestyle and you remove, so they're talking about calorie restriction. So initially, when you remove those carbohydrates from your meals, what do we do? Or what do we tell you to do? Add fat. You didn't calorie restrict. You took carbs out and you added fat on purpose. This is on purpose. Why? Because if I don't do that, I'm going to be hungry and I'm not going to make it through the adaptation phase. So right away, I'm calling lies on that, because if you did it the way that we told you to do it, you took your carbs down, you brought your fats up, everything stayed the same. And then what happens next? You start eating this way normally and you realize, oh, I can't finish. Oh, okay, what's happening now? You're eating external energy to get the building blocks. Your body needs protein. Why does your body need protein? To build muscle, to repair. Because guess what's happening now, guys? You're eating clean. It doesn't have inflammation to deal with every 5 seconds. It doesn't have arteries being damaged every 5 seconds. So what does your body start to do? Repair. And as soon as your body starts repairing, guess what else happens? I don't need to eat as much fat, because the other thing my body is doing is pulling fat from me, but I still need to eat protein. So yes, I'm going to get hungry. Yes, my body's going to want me to eat to get the building blocks to rebuild this, because let's be clear, if you're building a house, you don't take the bathroom downstairs and take it out and put it in the bathroom upstairs as a remodel. You go to the store, you buy a new bathroom, you bring it in, you build a new bathroom. My point is this: when you eat, you're not calorie restricting, because the fat that you are not eating is coming from you. Your body's caloric use, if we're using that word, I hate that word, but the energy use that you're using is the same. At the beginning, we tell you to raise it so it'll be the same. And then when you're no longer able to eat, it's because your body's taking it from you. It's the same. That's why 6 months later, you don't get the dip. You don't get the slowdown in energy, the slowdown in weight loss, because you never actually restricted calories, quote unquote. You never restricted the amount of energy your body was using. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Totally. Because it drives me nuts. He said, oh, it's because of the calorie restriction. I eat more calories today than I've ever eaten in my entire life, and I haven't regained any weight. Right? So, but I vary it all over the place. Sometimes I eat more energy in a day than he does. Think about that. Look at the difference in size of us. I will pile meat on my plate and eat it because I know that's going to help me in the long run, right? But it's meat. I can get through it. It's meat, right? I'm not doing it with a bunch of veg. I wouldn't be able to do it, and it would put me over my carbohydrate number, right? I only ever do it with fat or protein.
12th reason, the keto diet is a very extreme low carb, high fat diet, and it can have negative side effects. Keto wasn't designed as a weight loss diet. In the long term, ketosis and carbs deficiency can be unhealthy. I guess a nutritionist said, effects of long-term ketosis. Then again, like didn't do their research. Effects of long-term ketosis and carbs deficiency includes fatigue, bad breath, constipation, hunger, dehydration, and headaches. All that, like the 2 days it takes to adapt to
So
fat
first
burning.
of all, why would you have dehydration on keto?
Yeah. Well, the carbs
what was
retain
it?
water.
Sorry, bad
and-
breath. Why would I have bad breath on keto?
The first 2 days. We
I
all know
didn't have
that.
bad breath on keto.
No.
I don't remember you having bad breath.
No. Maybe we were both having bad breath. And
No, but we didn't start at the same time.
No, it's true. It's true.
But like, I mean, again, why would you have bad breath? What's
Constipation,
happening that
no.
you're having
Hunger,
bad breath? So
especially
if you're
not
not drinking
hunger.
enough water and you become dehydrated, that's about you not drinking enough water.
Mhm.
And as a matter of fact, if you're doing keto and you're allowing yourself to eat 20 grams worth of carbohydrates from vegetables, you're eating a heck of a lot of vegetables. And what are vegetables mostly made of? Water. So why would you be dehydrated? Why would you be constipated?
Mhm.
These are my two questions. Now, if you're doing keto and you're eating bars and
Yeah.
and fat bombs and so if you're getting your carbs in the wrong place, yes, you're gonna have a problem.
Or if you wrap
Maybe.
your cheese sticks in bacon and fry them, like the other said.
Maybe that's what's happening.
Yeah.
But like, this is a question mark for me. I don't understand why they're saying that you're gonna have what was the other symptoms?
Fatigue.
Fatigue. Why the heck would you be
Yeah.
fatigued?
It's the opposite,
People
actually.
who live a ketogenic lifestyle have more energy, not less. So again, I feel like this is people who have no idea what keto is, throwing ideas out that they think would be like, because the idea being, if you didn't eat enough carbohydrates, where the hell would you get your energy?
Yeah.
And if you're not eating carbohydrates, how are you going to retain water?
And
But you realize you don't want to be retaining water, by the way? That retaining water is a bad thing. It's part of inflammation.
and
right?
what about headaches?
So I don't know why you would have headaches more on a keto lifestyle than you would have in your normal
But
life.
again, maybe in the first 2 days when you try
But
to
that's
get
not what they're
rid of
saying.
your
They're saying
addiction.
long-term
They
effects.
say they say long
I would agree with you if they're saying it big in the beginning.
No,
but they said
say
long-term
long-terms.
effects. So
And-
in the long term, like, can you remember the last time I had a headache?
No.
You think about that?
And
No, actually
before-
think about it.
No, really not. And before it was happening like relatively like once in a while.
And
Yeah.
honestly, like, I know I have not had a headache in the last year and a half. I haven't had a
It
headache.
just like made me think about it. I don't remember the last time I had a headache either.
That's true. I can't remember the last time you complained of a headache either.
Like no,
Holy cow, it's true.
like both of us.
Okay, I hadn't even thought about that for you. I used to get migraine headaches, and I haven't had a headache in the
So
like the longest of long times.
the last one.
Just one more.
Yeah, there's one more. And the last one, number 13, guys. Bear with us. If you're active, carbs are especially important. So the more active you are, the more carbs you need. We already
Because
covered that
ketones
in
won't
past.
power you.
Yeah.
You know, we
So-
watched Keto Savage do a race that he's never raced a 5K before, and he just practiced for, I think, 2 months and completed the race. And the worst thing that happened to him is he had blisters on his feet. But he made it through the race, and energy-wise, he was okay. A completely keto adapted person did a 5K. So you need carbs to do these. No, you don't need carbs to do these things. You know, and again, even if my body needs some carbs to do these things, guess what I do? My body will make them.
So,
It's so difficult.
yeah, so it was just like again, another article to warn you guys what sometime you can come across like in your news feed and stuff.
If you come across stuff like
So-
this in your newsfeed, just next, because it's so wrong.
Or you read it to laugh.
Or
and,
have a
and
good
do a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, I would love to see that actually. I want to thank you guys for watching Mind Blowing Healthy Wellness with Violet, Pat Chat Edition. We just love making these videos for you guys. It's a good laugh. It's a little bit of frustration, but it's a good laugh. I want to thank all my wellness warriors for coming back. I love talking to you guys. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. There's a few different ways that you could possibly contribute to the channel now. Amazon links. You can take that link, put it on your desktop. Any normal shopping that you do, a percentage, so a commission, would come to production of videos. I still have a Patreon account, Patreon.com/Violet Rivera. I love making these videos for you guys. We love making these videos for you guys. It's like super fun. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
See you next time.